lecture, we have discussed about the three-phase star-connected system. Now today we will discuss about the three-phase delta-connected system, the another type of connection that is used for three-phase connection, three-phase system. So when the starting end of one coil is connected to the finish end of the another coil, the delta connection is obtained. If we see the figure here, the three coils, that is coil A, coil B and coil C. Here we have joined the starting end of the coil A with the end point of the coil B. Similarly, the starting point of the coil B with the end point of the coil C, and the starting point of the coil C with the end point of the coil A. Now in another figure we have drawn this circuit diagram in different way. So this is considered as a delta connected system. So let's say this is the starting point of the coil A and this is the end point of the coil B. So here it is the starting point of the coil B and the end point of the coil C, and here it is the starting point of the coil C and the end point of the coil A. It will give us the three-phase delta connected system. Here the external circuit is connected to these terminals. When we join the starting end of the one coil to the end point of the another coil, we'll get three different terminals. And the end circuit is connected, the external circuit is connected with these terminals. Here we can see that it is a three-phase, three-wire system. So remember one thing, in case of delta connected system, there is no neutral terminal obtained. That means in this figure we can see that there is no neutral terminal. So the delta connected system is always considered as the three-phase, three-wire system. Here the direction of the EMF in the coil have been taken as a positive from start end to the finish end. That means the EMF of coil B will be, here we can see it is EB. So it will be the starting point and this will be the end point. Similarly, the EMF in the coil A is EA. So here it will be the starting point and it will be the end point. And similarly, the EMF in coil C, it will be the starting point and this will be the end point. So if we draw the delta connected system again, here we consider the three-phase system as RYB, that indicates three natural colors, that is the red, yellow and blue. As we have already discussed, the three-phase system can be either considered as A, B, C, or it can be considered as 1, 2, 3, or it can be considered as RYB. So normally RYB system is used. So here we have considered the three coils where ERB is considered as the EMF induced in the first coil. Let's say this is the terminal M, here it is terminal N, and here it is terminal O. So between N and M, we have the first coil where the EMF induced is EB. And as per the definition of the phase value, the ERB is the EMF that is induced in the coil M and N. So it is considered as the phase voltage. Similarly, the EMF induced in the coil M and O, it is EBY, and again this is the phase voltage. And similarly in the coil O and N, ERYR is also the phase voltage. If it is a balanced system, then the magnitude of the three phase voltages should be same. So we can write ERB should be equal to EBY and it should be equal to EYR. Let's say this is named as E phase, that is a phase voltage. So for a balanced system, the magnitude of the three EMF induced in three different coils are same, and this is considered as the phase voltage. Similarly, the current flowing in a particular coil is considered as the phase current. Here we can see that IRB is the current that is flowing from the terminal N to M. Similarly, IBY is the current flowing from M to O, and the current from O to N is IYR. So the current which is flowing in a coil is considered as a phase current. And again, for a balanced system, the magnitude of the three phase currents should be same. So we can write ERB is equal to, sorry, IRB is equal to IBY is equal to IYR, and it is considered as a phase current, that is I phase. Now what about the line values? As we have already discussed, the parameters related to the external circuit is considered as the line values. For example, here the current flowing to the external circuit is IB. So this current is flowing to the three-phase load. Similarly, IR is the current flowing through this external circuit, and similarly IY. So these are considered as a line currents. Similarly, the EMF across any two external terminal will be considered as a line value. So if we consider the terminal B and R, in between B and R, the voltage that we will obtain, it will be considered as a line voltage. Similarly, the voltage between R and Y is also the line voltage, and so on. And similarly between the terminal B and Y. It should be remembered that there is only two possible phase sequences, that is either RYB or RBY. So generally the RYB phase sequence is considered as a positive phase sequence. On the other hand, the phase sequence that is RBY is considered as a negative phase sequence. So if we want to draw the phasor diagram of these phase voltages, and then from the phase values we will calculate the line values. So let's draw the phasor diagram of the three phase voltages and then corresponding three phase currents. So in the first condition, let's say this is the voltage induced across EYR. Let's say this is the voltage induced in the coil, that is O and N, that is EYR. It is taken as a reference value in the horizontal x-axis. The second voltage will be lagging by 120 degree. The second voltage means the induced EMF in the second coil, that is EBY. So EBY will lag the first phase voltage by 120 degree. So it will be EBY. And similarly, the third EMF, that will be ERB, it will lag the second phase voltage by another 120 degree. So these are the phase sequence of three phase voltages. As it is the balanced and symmetrical system, then the phase angle between any two voltages, any two phase voltages will be 120 degree. So it will be 120 degree and so on. As here we have seen that it is used as a coil, and the coil always indicates the resistive inductive circuit. The nature of the coil is resistive inductive. And we also know that for a resistive inductive circuit, the current lag the corresponding voltage. That means the current in the coil M and N, where the EMF induced is ERB, the corresponding current, that is IRB, will lag the voltage by a particular angle. So this is the current IYR. This is the current that will lag the voltage EYR, let's say by a angle of phi. IYR will lag the voltage EYR by a angle of phi. Similarly, the current in the coil M and O, that is IBY, it will lag the phase voltage EBY by the same angle, that is the phi. So it will be IBY, and it will lag the corresponding phase voltage by the same phase angle. And the third value also, that is IRB. So this is the relation of the three phase voltages and corresponding three phase currents. Here we can see that as the phase angle between the phase voltages are 120 degree, and the current in each phase lag the corresponding phase voltage by same angle, that is phi. Therefore, the phase difference between the phase currents will also be 120 degree. That means the phase angle between IYR and IBY will be 120 degree. Similarly, the angle between IBY and IRB is also 120 degree, as well as the angle between IRB and IYR is also 120 degree. So if we draw the phasor diagram further by taking the current, so here it is IYR, it is considered as the reference value in the positive x-axis. Then IBY will lag by 120 degree, and IRB will lag the second value by another 120 degree. So this is the phasor diagram of the three phase currents. Now from these phase currents we have to calculate the line current. Let's say IR, we want to calculate IR. So apply the KCL in this point, at the point N. Apply the KCL at point N. So here the incoming current is IYR. So we can write IYR is the incoming current. From this terminal, the outgoing current is IRB. So the outgoing current will be IRB. And here also it is the outgoing current, that is IR. Where IR is the line current, because this current is flowing to the external circuit. So from this relation we can write IR is equal to IYR minus IRB, or we can write IYR plus minus IRB. Remember here, as we have already seen, that the, for a balanced system, the magnitude of the phase currents are equal. If we calculate the line current in terms of the magnitude, the value will be 0 here. But we have already seen that there is a phase difference. Therefore, this line, that is IYR minus IRB, can be further written in terms of IYR plus minus IRB. It means the positive phase sequence of the IYR should be added with the negative phase sequence of the IRB, and it will give us the line current, that is IR. Now see the phasor diagram. Here IYR, this is the positive direction of the IYR. Here it is IYR. The IRB, this is the positive phase sequence of the IRB. So the negative phase sequence will be just in the opposite side. So here it is minus IRB. Now if we add these two currents, then we'll get the line current, that is IR. So here we will add these two currents by parallelogram relations. So it is obvious that the line current is the phasor difference of the phase currents of two phases concerned. That we have already seen. The line current IR is the phase difference of IYR and IRB. That we have already seen in the figure as well as in the phasor diagram. That I have already discussed. The line current IR will be equal to the phasor difference of the phase currents IYR and IRB. So let's try to find this value. We have drawn the circuit as well as the phasor diagram again, and we have already discussed that IRB IR should be equal to IYR plus minus IRB. From this phasor diagram, we can see that the angle between IYR and minus IRB is 60 degree. So the value of IR can be written as square root of IYR square plus IRB square plus 2 into IYR into IRB into cos 60 degree. Remember here the minus sign does not mean the value is negative. The minus sign indicates the phasor is in the reverse direction. This is the positive direction of the IR. So this is the reverse or the opposite direction of the IRB. As we have already discussed, for a balanced system, the phase currents are equal in magnitude. So we can write here the square root of I phase square plus I phase square plus 2 into I phase into I phase into cos 60 degree, that means 1 by 2. So here the 2's are cancelled. So it can be written as I phase square plus I phase square plus I phase square, that is 3 I phase square. So it is root 3 I phase. And IR is what? IR is the current flowing to the external circuit, which is considered as the line current. So we can write the line current is equal to root 3 times of the phase current for a delta connected system. The same option can be applicable for the line current IY. It will be equal to IBY plus minus IYR, and in the same manner we can find IL will be equal to root 3 of I phase, and similarly the line current, that is IB, will be equal to IRB plus minus IBY, and again we will get the line current is equal to root 3 times of the phase current. So this is the relations between the line current and the phase current of a delta connected system. Now The line voltage. We have already discussed the voltage between two external terminal is considered as the line voltage. That means, for example, the external terminal between B and R, it is the line voltage. Between R and Y, it is also the line voltage, and between B and Y, it can be also considered as a line voltage. But here the terminal B and R is connected across the coil M and N. The M terminal is directly connected to the B of the external circuit, and the N terminal is directly connected to the R of the external circuit. So the EMF which is induced across the coil M and N, the same EMF will be applicable across the terminal B and R. But the EMF which is induced in the coil M and N, that is ERB, it is considered as the phase voltage. And the voltage between B and R is considered as a line voltage. Therefore, we can conclude for a delta connected system, the line voltage is equal to the phase voltage. So this is the relation of the line voltage and the phase voltage, and this is the relation of the line current and the phase current of a delta connected system. If we recall the star connected system here, for star connected system we have seen that the line voltage was root 3 times of the phase voltage, but the line current was equal to the phase current. And here it is just the opposite. So for a star connected system, the relation of the line voltage and the phase voltage, line current and the phase current, that I have already discussed. And here we have seen the relations between the line current and the phase current, as well as the line voltage and the phase voltage of a delta connected system. Now discuss about the three phase power in delta connected system. So the circuit diagram and the phasor diagram is again shown here. Here we can see that the power in a phase, the power in a phase can be written as the voltage across the phase, the current flowing through the phase, and cosine of the angle between the phase voltage and the phase current. For example, here it is M, N, and O. So the M and N is the coil. The voltage induced across the coil is considered as a phase voltage. Current flowing through the coil is called the phase current. And if phi is the angle between this voltage and this current, then the power developed in the coil M and N can be written as E phase I phase cos phi, where phi is the angle between the phase voltage and the phase current. If it is a symmetrical and balanced system, then the three coils will be identical. So the total power developed in the delta connected system can be written as 3 times E phase I phase cos phi. This is the total power developed in a delta connected system. We have already seen that for a delta connected system, the line voltage is equal to phase voltage. So instead of E phase, we can write EL, where IL is equal to root 3 of I phase. So instead of I phase, we can write IL by root 3 into cos phi. So the active power can also be represented by the formula root 3 EL IL cos phi. But again remember here the phi is the angle between the phase voltage and the phase current. Although we have used root 3 EL IL cos phi, but phi should be the angle between the phase voltage and the phase current. The power can also be represented by another relation, that is 3 I phase square into R phase. So the active power in a three-phase delta connected system can be calculated by either this formula or this formula, or by using this formula. Similarly, the reactive power can be represented as 3 E phase I phase sin phi, where E phase I phase sin phi is the reactive power in one phase. So for all the three phases, the reactive power will be 3 times E phase I phase sin phi, or it can be also written as root 3 EL IL sin phi. This is the reactive power. And the apparent power can also be written as 3 E phase I phase, or it can be written as root 3 EL into IL. E phase into I phase is the apparent power in one coil. So for three symmetrical coils, it will be the total apparent power, and in terms of the line values, this will be the value of the apparent power. So we can see that the relations of the active power, reactive power, apparent power in terms of the phase values or the line values are same as that of in case of star connected system. So the power equations are same for both star connected system as well as delta connected system. For numerical, as we have already mentioned, the voltage and the current given in the question is always considered as the line values. In a question, if the voltages and currents are given, it is always considered as the line values. Other than that, all other parameters, for example, resistance, inductance, capacitance, inductive reactance, capacitive reactance, impedance, or power factor, these all values should be of phase value. So during numerical questions solution, we must remember this concept. The voltage and current given will be considered as the line values. All other parameters given in the question will be considered as the phase values. And remember one thing, the calculation should always be done in terms of the phase values. And by using the relations, we will calculate the line values if it is asked in the question. So, in summary, for a delta connected system, the phase current as well as the line currents are 120 degree apart for a balanced symmetrical system. The line currents are 30 degree behind the respective phase currents that we can see in the phasor diagram. Line currents are root 3 times of the phase current for a balanced and symmetrical system, whereas the line voltages are equal to the phase voltages. The angle between the line current and corresponding the line voltage is 30 degree plus phi for lagging currents and 30 minus phi for leading currents. It is same as in case of star connection also. The active power formula for a delta connected system is same as that of star connected system, that is 3 E phase I phase cos phi or root 3 ELIL cos phi, where phi is the angle between the respective phase voltage and phase current. The active power can also be calculated by using this formula 3 I phase square into R phase. The reactive power is 3 E phase I phase sin phi or root 3 ELIL sin phi as in case of star connected system, and the apparent power is 3 E phase I phase or root 3 ELIL. In a balanced delta connected system, the resultant EMF in a closed circuit should always be equal to 0. That means if we add the three phase voltages, then their summation will be equal to 0 at any instant. So there will be no circulating current within the delta connected mesh. If there is no current flowing in the line, then also there will be no circulating current within the loops. Thank you.